Hi everyone, Brandy here with Grace for the Voiceless, and we have ringworm! Yeah! So it's very important that we have fosters within our local shelters and rescues that can deal with ringworm kittens, because once they go into shelters, unfortunately, sometimes those are your euthanized cats. So I'm going to show you some things to have on hand if you have ringworm kittens. Or in my case, I have kittens and cats. Woo! Double fun! So, lime sulfur dip is an awesome medicine that you want to have. It's just, you can get this through your veterinarian or over the counter. You can order it online. This is really good to have on hand to apply with a Q-tip onto their wounds where the ringworm is. These are good if you have older cats that you can't really touch. Another medicated shampoo. And this is a good topical to have on hand. This is for ears. That's mostly given by your veterinarian, but it's also very handy to apply to open sores and stuff on the heads. For your lime sulfur dip bath, you're going to have 4 ounces with a gallon of water. And you're going to add that in there. Make sure your water's warm. On a warm bath. Okay, so you're going to take your kitten. And just so you know, the smell is not very pleasant of your sulfur bath, but it's very effective. And you're going to just give your kitten a bath. It smells like 1,000 rotted Easter eggs that your kids forgot to find. Just to let you know how it smells. So you want to really just soak them down, get them everywhere. Make sure you avoid the eyes. If you do get the eyes, you can use saline wash. So keep that around and just flush out their eyes. Go around their ears. You want to make sure you get their tails, all their feet, trim the nails. A lot of times that's where it can hold the fungus. Ringworm is actually not a worm, it's a bacteria fungus that is inside. So not only doing a medicated shampoo, bath, medication, topical, and the lime sulfur dip. Sometimes it's good, especially if you have older cats, to do an oral medication also, just to get ahead of it. And quarantine your ringworm kittens or cats away from all other animals for at least 3 weeks. Treatment can take up to 3 weeks to get it gone. And make sure you're also disinfecting your home with bleach or rescue. You want to steam clean your carpets, your couches, anywhere that the cats have been. You want to do this every 5 days. You want to give them a lime sulfur bath. And you want to get everywhere you can. You don't want to leave any spot open. So be very careful around their face. Give them a good little hold, gentle, of course. And you want to make sure that you're disinfecting your whole home. Anything you touch, you want to disinfect. So if you use rescue or bleach, make sure that you are bleaching your floors, carpet steam clean. You can use a cotton ball also if you don't want to use this. You just want to make sure you get their face, because the ringworm is spread really fast from kitten to kitten, and the pores can just open up. And a way to notice ringworm, I'll show you on one that actually has it. She doesn't really have any signs of it, but you always want to treat every animal that's in the litter because it spreads to them. And some can have signs and some won't have the visible signs until later on. So you want to just make sure you get all of her face. And it doesn't bother her, as you can tell. It doesn't hurt her. She just stinks. You just stink. Yes, you do. You're stinky. And if they're white, it'll turn yellow, but it'll fade. You just want to keep bathing her. It does take some time, so make sure that you don't do this when you're in a hurry to go somewhere. You want to be able to set some time aside because you want to make sure that you kill the fungus. Get their paws really good inside of it. You want to get their feet. Get their tail. Yeah. Make sure you always support the kitten too. Don't ever let your kitten submerge under the water. You always want to practice good safety habits with them. Just keep, you want it under the skin, under the fur to the skin. Rub it all in. You can wear gloves. You always want to not touch your ringworm kittens or cat because it does spread from animals to humans as vice versa. It could spread from humans to animals. So if you're just doing a topical application, I would advise wearing gloves, touching them. But because I'm bathing the cats, it's gonna get in my gloves anyways. So I'm choosing to just go without gloves. And when I am done, I'll just have to wash my hands really, really good. So I think she's pretty good and soaked. Now, you don't want to blow dry your cat. You want this to dry on them. So what you want to do is wrap them in a towel. And I have a little heater on in here that is putting heat out so that they don't get cold. You just want to dry them and put them in their little bed all nice and warm. I have down here a nice warm blanket that I'm just going to sit her in, and hopefully she stays in. But if not, I'll move her to a bigger one. You want to keep them contained though. And let them air dry. And now we're going to do the other ones. Okay, as you can see, he has it a little bit right there. This one got out. So he has it on his foot. As you can tell, like some of the skin starts going, the fur starts to kind of fade away. And that's your sign of ringworm. Let's give this fella a bath. You want to trim your cat's nails too, because that's where the fungus can linger. Make sure you don't kiss your kittens either, because like I said, it can transfer to you. And anything that you have in your room, you want to disinfect. Like right now we're using my phone, so we're going to want to disinfect that phone. And you want to not wear any clothes that you really like. You want to wear like a smock or some old clothes. They do say that the lime sulfur, if it gets on your clothes, that it could stain it. So I'm not for sure if it will, but it does say that. So if you have scrubs or just an old outfit laying around that you can use, that would be good. Make sure you have it really warm too. If you have like any heat pads or those little ones that you can heat up in the microwave, like rice packs or whatever, put those down under some towels or blanket so that the kittens can stay warm. Or if you have a heater by, just make sure that the kittens aren't freezing. You want to keep them warm, because if they are cold, then they can get sick. Isn't that right? Yeah, we don't want you sick. No. I know. He stinks. Oh, he doesn't like the smell. Like I said, it doesn't hurt him. You just want them not to lick it, which cats normally lick themselves. But you also don't want them to get it in their eyes or mouth. So you want to be very careful. So I'll show you that he has it here, here, and there. So we're gonna go ahead and treat him. It's actually really good to help kittens and dogs with ringworm because, like I said, they get euthanized if they're in the shelters. Some shelters have a setup to where they are starting to help animals that have it, but a lot of your shelters don't have the capability or the staff. I know our shelter here doesn't have the staff nor the capability to do it, so they're automatically euthanized. So if you learn how to do this and have just a quarantine room like your laundry room or a bathroom that you can quarantine the animal in, you can actually help save a life. And always make sure that when you're in contact with the animal that you always wear your hair back if you have long hair. You don't want any contact with them and no skin contact because, like I said, it is highly contagious. So even if some of them don't show signs, like he has no signs, but because he's shared in the same area, you want to treat everyone just in case. Mom's not happy behind me because I took her babies away, so you could probably hear her growling at me in the background, which is going to be amazing when I go to give her bath. I am just praying to Lord Jesus right now that I make it through there. Mama, it's okay. She's not happy to be separate from her babies. She loves them. So as you can see, whenever you have ringworm, you want to quarantine your animals. So I would use a large dog cage. I would use a cat condo like what they're in right now because you don't want them running all over your house. You want to keep them quarantined because that helps keep the germs down and it helps you keep the sanitizing easier. Make sure you always get between their toes. This is Mirabelle. She's my favorite. She's just so beautiful. I love her face. Mirabelle. If you have an older cat, you want to scruff it, but don't be too rough. And kind of support her at the bottom. Older cats don't like water, but you want to just submerge her. Keep your scruff and keep cool. If she notices that you are not relaxed, that you are scared, it could really affect her too. They feed off of us. So I want to stay relaxed, calm. Good job, Julia. Good job, Julietta. And I just want to clean her really good. Now, Julietta has no signs of ringworm. We have no idea how 3 of her babies got it. Somehow they did, so we're gonna treat everyone. Tensing up, it's okay. But you want to make sure you get all of her too. And never lose your grip. If you lose your grip, then they have all the control. But just give her a nice little scruff. You don't have to be rough with her. Good job, Julia. Good job. Clean her really good. You can take her paw and dip it in. Always keep your hands like working together. Job. Now I'm gonna let her dry separate from her babies. She has just fed them, so I know that they're not in like starving mode to where I'm gonna dry her nipples off because that's where they feed. But I'm gonna let her dry separate. You don't want to blow dry them. You want it to air dry, and you don't want to wash it off. You want to leave it on. Good job, Julia. So if you want, you can take your wipes, your dermalogical solution wipe, That's an antibacterial, antibiotic, medicated wipe. And you can wipe around the face. Make sure you just don't get in her eyes. Don't lose your grip as you go around her. Since she was such a good girl and didn't rip my face off giving her a bath, that was my first time giving Julieta a bath, I'm going to reward her with her favorite treat. That's a good girl. Yes, it was. We have Mom returned with her babies. We have fresh, clean blankets and a little pad in there. We took away the litter box for right now just so that they don't get litter all over them because they are wet. All right. Okay. Okay, this is Gracie. And you tell Gracie, we don't know what's going on with her, but she has it a little bit more all over her skin. She's a little harder. As you can tell, just make sure you stay calm and you have control of the cat. And always say your prayers. Always say your prayers and just have control. It's okay, girl. So, it's definitely not an easy job. Just, like I said, never, ever lose your grip. You don't have to do it rough or hard, but just make sure you have a good grip. Now, Gracie was super healthy, but she went to the cafe and a cat came in with ringworm. And unfortunately, we think Gracie might have caught it because Gracie has open wounds all over her face. So we're gonna go ahead and treat Gracie for ringworm. Gracie loves to be an acrobat. She's gonna be a little difficult one, but we're gonna get it done. Gracie, it's okay. And never put your hands toward their mouth just in case they get too mad. As you can tell, Gracie just doesn't want to, and you can always wrap them to keep them calm. It's okay, Gracie. So if this happens and you just you get to where you're like, oh my gosh, I don't think I can do this. This is where your wipes will come in handy. And they even have at your veterinarian where you can get a topical foam. So this, if you keep your cat's feet wrapped, you have control. They also have, I just ordered those little bags that you could put your cat in and give them a bath. I ordered that, so you would put your cat in there and it has the head out and then you can submerge them in the water. That might be good for Gracie because Gracie is just like, oh heck no, I don't want no bath. But as you can tell, Miss Gracie has a lot of skin problems and we just want to help you get better. It was really bad when I got Gracie. It was bleeding, and then as you can see right here on her paw, Gracie's gonna go see a veterinarian so we can really find out what's wrong with her. But just right now I want to treat her just in case it is ringworm. I don't want it to spread in the home, so I want to just go ahead and kind of get ahead of it just in case, because she does have the circles on her ear which indicates ringworm, and when you have missing hair it can be a sign of ringworm. See, Gracie has some sores on her. I don't know what's happened to her, but we will find out when we see our veterinarian this week, and we're gonna get her all better. So now, Tresederm. Tresederm is good for ear infections inside of dogs and cats, but it's also good for open sores on the outside of your animals. So I have been putting this on Gracie for the past couple of days, and it's really helped her sores up here. This was all blood and just from her scratching and stuff. So I've been treating her up here with this Tresiderm, and it's actually healing a lot better. So you can just pour this down your drain. Also, every cat can have the bath in the same bucket. Wash it all out. Okay, make sure you disinfect everything. Even washing your hands, you want to wash your hands up. Wash your arms, anywhere that you have open skin. It might even be best just to go shower after you're done treating your kittens. So maybe make your routine late at night to where you know you're going to go bathe right after. I always use Rescue in my rescue. This, I keep it on hand. I take a big bottle. This is amazing stuff if you're ever working in a rescue. It just kills everything. And what I do is I just spray everything I use. And you let it sit for about, I let it sit for about 5 to 8 minutes. Everywhere. And then I'll come in, I'll wipe it down, and then I'll respray it and let that dry. On your way out, spray Rescue on everything. And what you also want to do is discard your clothes. Start your wash immediately. Okay, thank you.